Good morning. Is it still morning? 10:40. Good, it's an early one. Well, there goes my postman. No delivery today. -3 on the mental health scale today. The reason it's dropped a little is because I had the district nurse round this morning to take blood samples. For epilepsy, I didn't know the district nurse was coming because my GP didn't call me. So after the district nurse left, I called NHS England, told them why I was complaining, and I quoted the 2010 Equality Act to him, and he said, well, they don't have to make reasonable adjustments. And I said, no, I quoted the law to him. They have to try and make reasonable adjustments. Well, if they're not trying, they're not obeying the law. And they've made reasonable adjustments in the past because they've called me from a mobile number and they refuse to do it every time. So for 10 months now, I've had no access to medical services. The same as I've had no access to refuse disposal, and no access to dentistry. So I've logged a complaint with NHS England, and we'll see if that does anything. They said, have a complaint to the practice. Well, you try complaining to the practice. I complained to the practice, and they didn't even answer my complaint. I complained to CCG, they passed it to the practice. So I've passed it to NHS England now. When my friend says she's finding it hard because she hasn't got a fixed abode and she can't get access to medical services, I know what she's going through because I have got a fixed abode and I haven't got access to medical services either. Where is it either? Tomato, I don't know. I should really sit down and do an online shop, but I've been meaning to do that for 3 days now and I've just not got round to it. Anyway, I'm nearly up and running with my Asperger's channel. I've just got a few things to sort out, social media icons and things like that, especially for this channel as well. I'm going to have a look at social media icons in a moment, see if I can get those. Then I'll add another card in to the titles and credits, well, the credits more than anything else. And that will advertise. I think I've got a Twitter and a Facebook page to go on, as well as the YouTube account, but I'm assuming you know what the YouTube account is because you won't be viewing it otherwise. But I will be putting the YouTube accounts on as well because I will be repeating these on Facebook. So if people can see them on Facebook, then they might be drawn into the YouTube channel. Anyway, rough night's sleep again. I was fast asleep when the nurse called on the door. I don't know why I'm finding it a problem to sleep. Okay, I drink coffee during the day, but I drink decaf in the afternoon. I've got so much going on in my mind. I've just got the invitation to the National Autistic Society's next meeting. I'm not sure if they think, because I've read the email, and they say there will be a presentation from an autistic person about how COVID has affected people. Am I the autistic person they're inviting? I don't know. But I will certainly have a few tales to tell them. So, also, not only but also, I had an email come through this morning about Waltham Forest Council lying about some fire doors in a tower block, and a councillor was mentioned, Louise Mitchell, and she stated in Waltham Forest Echo that she was very interested in anyone with any concerns about fire safety. So I've emailed her my concerns, and I've said that the council are basically ignoring fire safety. They're supposed to be spending millions of pounds over the next year to improve fire safety, but they won't even get people to stop putting stuff in the fire escapes. Oh, can't touch that. It's personal items. Sorry, it's a fire escape. The law says. I'm fed up of telling people what the law says. They know what the law says, but they can't be bothered to get the hassle from the residents. That's what it comes down to. If the residents didn't give them any grief, then they would enforce everything all the time. But because they don't want to get the grief, they're not enforcing the law, so they're putting lives at risk. Waltham Forest Council will end up killing someone. There's no if. They will end up killing someone because they're not strictly enforcing fire regulations. They've got fire doors being propped open by residents. They do nothing. They've got fire escapes with flammables in, shoes, mats, flower pots in a fire escape. Seriously? Prams, pushchairs, bikes, you name it. It's stored in the fire escapes. Not just in my block, throughout the borough. I have actually told quite a few people about this, and no one, including the fire department locally, wants to take it on. I had the fire chief down, or one of the fire people from Chingford Fire Station down here a couple of months ago. They did an examination on the fire escape. They saw the mats and the shoes and that. And they basically told me, well, you can't complain because she's above you. And I said, well, normally it's all the way down. You've just come in on a day when they've been cleared out. I will come back again. But basically this isn't a problem. Well, they never came back again. I never saw them again. That's what I mean. I was supposed to have been called by Waltham Forest Council after December the 7th. It's the next year now. That was 4 weeks ago. So basically they can go shove it. They've lost all respect from me because they will not treat me with any respect. So I'm staying here. I was going to move into a sheltered accommodation. But no, I'm staying here. And it's up to Waltham Forest Council to provide the services that I require in my flat and to make me feel safe. They have an obligation in law to do that. And I'm fed up of telling people what their obligations in law are. Never mind Disability Discrimination Act and Equalities Act. They've got an obligation under the Housing Act, going back several decades now, to make sure the home is safe. My home is not safe. I can't even step outside my front door because of the way that Waltham Forest Council have ignored the law and not enforced it strictly. They're threatening me with antisocial behaviour, and yet they do nothing about the complaints I've put in about my neighbours. But when all my neighbours gang up on me, oh no, that's all right, Mr. Gibbons. We've got several people complaining about you, Mr. Gibbons, so they must be right and you must be wrong. Yes. So all these policies on bullying is pointless because it's just words on a piece of paper. I'm so stressed and anxious at this moment in time. I just can't describe how I feel. The system has let me down. I have to fight and struggle for everything. And it's not right. I've done nothing wrong. And yet I see people breaking. Now I can see crowds of people walking past me. Now, under Tier 4, stay at home, and there's people going out. That's what the council are doing. We had over 500 people with COVID yesterday. Over 500 I've got an email from. In this borough alone. Over 500. And they wonder why. They're either stupid or they don't care. I can't see it being any other excuse. If they know what's going on, they don't care. If they don't know, then they are stupid because it's blatant. All they got to do is walk out their office and have a look in the street. Just go up to a few people and say, excuse me, why are you out? And then Johnson's given the excuse, oh, we're out because we're exercising. Okay. take the excuse about exercise away. You can exercise at home, you don't have to go out. It's cold out there. Many people in the winter wouldn't be going out for exercise. But when we got COVID, oh no, I must go out and put my bikini on and go and get some sun on my skin. Stupid. Oh, so frustrating. I know lockdown isn't going to work, not in this country. And yet, no one is listening. And Johnson is only doing this because, well, he doesn't want to lose his cushy little number. So the rest of the day for me is going to be spent finalising these channels. I need to get some social media icons. I need to start a Iceland shop. I'm supposed to be getting delivery of a power supply, but don't know what's happening to that. Maybe I'll just send the tree back and claim my money back. Because I'm fed up of waiting for a power supply for a tree that should have been supplied with one. There's Caspian in the background. And I think Tabs is over there somewhere. Aren't you, Tabs? Yeah, he's behind me, Tabs. So, online shop, social media icons, finish off my YouTube channels. And then, I don't know. I'll have a look at this email about the invitation to... Well, let me have a look. It's right on my desktop. I've copied it on my desktop. All-party parliamentary group on autism, which will be taking place virtually on the 14th of January. I believe I've registered, so I should be getting an email back soon. Excuse me, people. So that'll be interesting. So far, the internet is holding up really well. I've managed to sort my server out, so that's now on a .8 address, which means that I can access it anywhere now. My movies, all those movies over there, I can access anywhere on the planet. Well, providing the servers on, of course, but I can always turn that on remotely as well. So I can turn it on and off remotely. I've managed to do the update on the server as well. So that's now got the latest 20H2 version of Windows 10 on it. I've tried having it under Linux and it's not quite as easy as it looks. Yes, you can, get Emby and that running under Linux, but it's not really designed for Linux. So I went back to Windows 10 last year and I've not had a problem since. The only problem I've got is getting it to shut down safely. So I've set a login script up to log off at I think 2:30 at night, and then the power shuts down about 3 o'clock. Just in case there's an update, I've got a good half an hour or something between it. So if it's doing an update, then I give it half an hour to do that, and then the power shuts off at 3, and there we are. Robert is your father's brother. In fact, in my case, it was Louis, but that's another story. Anyway, where are we now? 10:54, 15 minutes. I think I've bored you enough. Thank you for watching, dear viewer. I hope to speak to you again. Please like, share, subscribe, leave your comments, whether they're good or bad, leave your comments. I read them all. And I try to reply to them all as well. At the moment, there's only 21 subscribers, so it's not that difficult. I keep getting alerts coming up. Anyway, let me shut you down and I shall speak to you. Well, I'm going to try and do another one every day. So if I can find the cursor, thank you and goodbye.